sure, homie. Let me make sure, homie, on. Y'all hear me? We good? What up, Jackson? I see you. Great new day to all my self-care family and friends. Welcome to the Self-Care Club's Room to Breathe. Now, for those of you who are new here, my name is Shantae, better known as Life Coach 614, and I am a Master Certified Self-Care and Boundaries Life Coach. Our mission here at the Self-Care Club is to provide a supportive space for individuals to embrace their healing journeys. We aim to empower our members to turn their struggles into strengths through motivational content, community support, and one-on-one personalized coaching. Our goal is to inspire a culture of self-care and well-being, guiding our community towards a healthier and more balanced life. Whether you're tuning in on the radio or joining us via the live stream, I'm delighted to have you here with us today. If you happen to catch this on the replay, be sure to drop a comment letting us know where you're from. Now, before we dive in, let's go over some basics and set some boundaries. With the support of our admins and moderators in the chat, we are maintaining a peaceful and safe space for sharing, caring, and embracing each other's individual and unique self-care paths. Your engagement during the live stream, such as engaging in the conversation, tapping the screen, sharing the live, these things help us immensely. And remember, every gift and membership contribution during the live stream directly supports the Self-Care Club LLC, creating a wave of positive change. Your generosity truly drives our mission forward. For more information about the Self-Care Club, or if you're interested in booking a personalized one-on-one coaching session, I encourage you to head over to selfcareclub.org for more details. Again, that's selfcareclub.org. Now, let's commit to making this community a beacon of positivity and support for everyone. If you are ready to embark on this new self-care adventure today, flood that chat with some green hearts for me. Thank you. Hey, Pam, I see you. Frankie Fresh, Alex, Kristen, Charlene, Mr. T in the building, Queen of Hearts. If you snuck in during the intro, throw some green hearts so I can see you. I see you, Mr. T. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Big Dog, I see you. Simply K. So listen, you guys. We are in a 45-day challenge. It is called the Revive in 45. And this is a transformative journey spanning over 45 weekdays through July and August. It is designed to empower participants in their healing journey. This challenge aims to help each and every one of us turn our struggles into strength, fostering personal growth and resilience. We're going to do this through daily activities and practices where we can start to, begin to deepen our self-awareness and develop tools needed to overcome obstacles so we can continue to thrive. The focus is on nurturing an empowering and resilient mindset, okay? Ensuring that each and every one of us emerges from this challenge stronger and more capable of handling life's challenges, right? Because life be lifing. And so we got to build ourselves up. We got to start to strengthen ourselves and be able to come together and continue to grow through these things that we're going through in life. And so our quote of the day and topic of discussion is going to be, let your wounds teach you how to heal. Y'all add that to the chat for me. Hey, Chrissy girl. Let your wounds teach you how to heal. Come on, y'all. That's our quote for the day. The topic of discussion. Let your wounds teach you how to heal. Y'all ever had a wound that scab? You ever watch that thing heal? You ever see the progress in it, right? How it goes from pain to something that don't even exist no more? That's what we're going to talk about today. Stephanie, respect the journey. Welcome in. Bonita, I see you. So listen, Um, this is a another one of these deeply personal and universally human topics, right? Everybody has had a scar. We all have had wounds before. We've all had some bumps and bruises, right? And so our wounds and how they heal can teach us how to heal from the things that we go through in life. And so, like I said, we all have wounds. Some are visible, etched onto our skin, while others are hidden deeply within our hearts. And these wounds come from different sources, right? We could have wounds due to the loss of a loved one, failure, betrayal, and these things have left us feeling alone, right? Loneliness is another wound. All of these things can cause wounds, and so each wound that we've acquired over the years tells a different story, right? And each story has the power to teach us something profound about ourselves, something, right? And so I wanted to, again, I always use myself as an example, so I want to begin by just sharing a bit of my own journey with you, right? It's no secret, I've told you guys before, there was a time when I literally just felt utterly broken, right? Life had lifed, and through some major challenges my way that I personally just didn't feel equipped to handle. I felt like I needed to prepare the others, and I had to have a meeting with Jesus because I no longer wanted to be the strongest soldier. I didn't want to be on the front line anymore. I would just rather go and handle some things in the kitchen. Let me go clean up the back room, Lord, because it was too much, right? And so I can remember feeling like I was drowning, gasping for air, unsure if I would ever find solid ground again. And it was during these times, in my darkest moments, that I discovered something incredible. And it was the power to heal. And understanding that the capacity to heal lied within inside of me, right? And so, it was in my darkest moment that I realized just how strong I was, and how resilient I was, and how much that I could actually handle. And every single time I was like, Lord, this is too much. He was like, nah, it's not enough. There's more, right? It's like that commercial, but wait, there's more. And I thought I had hit like this motherlode jackpot of stress and mess and scar after scar after scar. And so each scar, each tear, each painful memory taught me a lesson in resilience. It's shown me that I am stronger than I had ever imagined, right? And so I had to begin to acknowledge my wounds and honor the lessons that they brought. Again, I acknowledged my wounds. I gave them a name. And I began to honor the lessons that came with them. How do I not do this again and hurt myself again? How do I not get back into this situation that is hurting me? Right? And so I had to, continuously get back up. I kept getting knocked down, right? And we all have been there, where every single time we stand up, something else just says, nah, sit back down. And you're like, ooh, okay, you get back up, you dust yourself off, and then life tells you again, no, sit back down. Well, the thing was, I wasn't learning that I'm not supposed to get up right here, because this space ain't for me, right? So the next time I got up, I realized I'm not going to get up and stand right here in this space again, in this situation that keeps knocking me down. I'm not going to stay in this abusive relationship with this man who keeps putting his hands on me. I'm going to get back up and I'm going to be stronger, but it ain't going to be with him, right? And so, another example that I can give is, when I lost someone very dear to me. I thought that I could never recover. Grief is a hard thing to get through. And so that's a pain that is very overwhelming. And we tend to feel like our heart is just shattered and broken into pieces, right? But even during that grief and even during that loss, I was able to realize that this wound was teaching me about the depths of my love, right? and the strength that I had to keep going. You know, there have been plenty of times when we've all just wanted to throw in the towel, right? We just want to give up, tap out. I don't want to do it. Like I said, prepare to others, get somebody else to do it. I'm not interested, right? But it's in these moments where we learn to fight harder. We build this resilience to keep going. You know, and in that situation, you know, in these grieving situations, in every situation, honestly, I had to keep going, right? Because even though I may have just lost this loved one, I'm still surrounded by living loved ones who still need me, who still very much love me, and I just can't give up now, right? Like, I've come too far in my journey to give up. When I look back over the 45 years of my life, I've made it too far. I've overcome too many things. Rich Rising Shan. Hey, Tommy. I've overcome too many things to just give up now. And so, you know, all of these losses that I've experienced taught me to cherish the memories, right? Because we believe in reflection. And those memories will never disappear. Those are ours to hold on to. It taught me to cherish the memories. It taught me to find joys in the small moments and to keep moving forward despite the pain, right? Healing isn't about erasing the wounds. It's about embracing them. Healing is about embracing them, understanding them, and allowing them to transform us. See, a lot of times we get scars and we try to hide it. We get these bumps and these bruises throughout life and we try to cover them up. We use a little makeup to conceal what's going on, right? We add a little extra layers. We tie a scarf around our neck to hide what's happening, right? And so we've got to start saying, you know what, I can't erase this wound. I can't hide this wound. It is what it is. This is what's happened. This is what I'm going through, right? We need to look at them. We need to address them and say, you know what, I'm resilient and I am stronger than my struggles. Yes, Shan, it's about embracing them, love. I am resilient and I am stronger than my struggles. And so, you know, healing is a process of rediscovery, right? Because the more we heal, the more we do, you know, this shadow work, the more we learn about ourselves, right? It's a rediscovery. I'm relearning who I am and what I like. I'm breaking ties and I'm undoing, you know, I'm breaking chains and I'm undoing these behaviors that have been taught to me over the years, right? These things have been handed down to me over the years that don't align with who I am, right? And so it's about finding the inner strength that we often underestimate. Whether it's a setback in our career, you know, it's a lot, you guys. Like, honestly, even with me, when I had a setback in my career, I told you guys at the end of the year, you know, I lost my corporate job. And at first I was like, oh God, woe is me. And then I was like, ain't no woe is me, right? At first I felt defeated and I began to question myself. And then I realized that place was not really for me anyway. Yeah, it served a purpose, but there's another way that my purpose can serve, right? And so rather than just being somewhere because it serves a purpose, right? It's a check. I realized that my purpose was to serve. And in order for me to fully serve my purpose, right, I had to move a little differently. And so, you know, I had to get over those feelings of defeat. And I had to stop questioning my worth because I know I'm worthy. I know that I'm valuable and that my life matters. And I know that I have a gift to share. And so I had to just get up. And I had to reflect on things and I had to ask some questions and I had to spend some time connecting with the universe. And, you know, through reflection and perseverance, I was able to find new passions, And I was able to tap into another level of strength, something that I had just underestimated, that I wasn't paying attention to, right? I discovered that my worth was never tied to this job title. Thank you, Queen. I discovered that my worth was never about these external successes, right? But that my worth was more so tied to my ability to get knocked down and rise again. My worth lied in my ability to adapt, my ability to grow, right? And so all of a sudden, as life kept throwing me bumps and bruises and jabs and everything, I was able to recognize that, you know what? This is my guiding light. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, right? And, you know, my resilience became my guiding light, showing me that every single challenge is an opportunity to uncover another hidden strength. Like, every challenge that I've faced so far has made me into who I am today. Thank you, Queen. It has made me into the person that I am today. So now I can just keep going, right? Because I am resilient. And I know that I am stronger than my struggles. Y'all put that in the chat. I am resilient. And I am stronger than my struggles. Because all of us are. You know, to date, we have 100% successfully made it through every single thing, every single weapon that was formed against us. Oh, over however many years that we've been on this earth, none of those weapons have prospered. Yes, they may have cut us. They may have bruised us, right? But we're still here and we're still standing, which means we're the survivors, right? So we are resilient. We are stronger than our struggles. Thank you, Shan. And so when I think about, you know, every single thing that I've gone through, I've decided, you know what? It is time for me to embrace my healing journey. It is time for me to embrace it with all of its ups and all of its downs. Listen, this is my roller coaster ride. And I'm just going to embrace my healing journey. I embrace my healing journey. Yes, love. Thank you, Mr. T. I'm here for you, Shan. And I will definitely send some additional prayers up, love. I embrace my healing journey with its ups and downs. We understand that healing is not a destination, right? It's a journey. It's a continuous process of learning, growing, and evolving. It is not something we do today, and then we put it on the shelf tomorrow. Healing, the ing, it is an ongoing process. You're welcome, beautiful. It is an ongoing process. There will be days when we do not feel like progress is being made. There will be days when we feel like we've taken 2 steps backwards, right? Both are okay. Both are a part of the healing journey. You know, I can remember times when I thought I moved past the hurt. I thought I was over it. I thought this situation was done and over with. I ended the relationship, so I thought I was done, right? And, you know, I thought that I was willing to let this go. I didn't forgave him, you know, so I thought this was done, right? And then I realized, you know, all of a sudden I'm reminded of it unexpectedly, right? Something happened, something will come up. I would hear a song and I would remember that that song was playing when, you know, this person mistreated me or abused me, right? I would be triggered by something that I thought I had healed from, that I thought I was over. And so, you know, I would end up feeling discouraged. But I had to learn, hey, you know what? Be gentle with yourself, right? Some wounds take a little longer to heal. And even though that they disappear from the surface, you know, there might be some internal injuries that we gotta give time to heal, right? And I also had to learn that sometimes when these triggers would pop back up, it was my body's way of warning me, hey, do you remember this? Do you remember how we got this bruise? Do you remember how we got this cut? Because my body is trying to tell me, hey, this next situation that you're trying to step into is just like the last one, right? That intuition inside of me is telling me, hey, we've been here before. Do you remember this? And so you know how we talk about the universe throws little throws little rocks at us. And we're not paying attention, so those rocks get a little bigger. It goes from a pebble to a big stone, right? So all of a sudden, all this gravel raining down on us, and next thing you know, you hear this sound, and you're like, what is that? And you look up, and it's a big old boulder coming down about to take you out because you're not paying attention, right? So sometimes when we're triggered by something, we need to stop and be mindful of what is happening right now. What situation am I placing myself in that is potentially about to hurt me, right? Let me be mindful for what's going on in this moment. Because maybe this bruise that healed on the surface, but is still causing me pain internally, is trying to warn me to duck, right? Duck whatever this situation is. And so, you know, we have to learn to be gentle with ourselves and to pay attention. Welcome in, Papa Smurf. Nikki, I see you. Ludine, how you doing? So again, we got to be gentle with ourselves. We got to show ourselves some grace. And we've got to trust ourselves, right? We've got to trust ourselves and understand that healing is not linear. There are going to be bumps. There are going to be detours. There are going to be hills and mountains to climb, right? But each step, whether it be forward or backwards, is a part of our unique path to wholeness. And while we're on this journey, you know, we always talk about self-care, and we think, yes, self-care is something that must start with self, but it isn't, it's easy to feel lonely on the journey, especially when you're surrounded by people who don't understand your journey, right? But we have to remind ourselves that we are not alone. So we have to tell ourselves, I am not alone. I am supported and loved. Remember, a lot of times as we're accumulating these bumps and bruises, as we're getting these wounds throughout life, we tend to want to hide. We're embarrassed. We're ashamed. So we run and hide. And then we get into this vicious cycle of thinking that we have to do this by ourselves, right? That we can't talk to people, that we can't tell people what we're going through. So it's time for us to now say, you know what? I am not alone. I am supported. I am loved. Welcome in, Jess. Thank you for the gifts. I am supported. I am loved. Right? One of the most powerful steps in healing is allowing ourselves to be vulnerable. Right? To open up to the people that we trust, to share our pain, to ask for support. Right? It's in these connections that we actually find the strength to heal, right? We are not meant to walk this path alone. If that was the case, we would be alone in this world. And we are surrounded by millions of people, right? So we're not meant to walk this path alone. We are meant to hold each other up, to offer each other a listening ear, occasionally be that shoulder for someone else to cry on, provide others with words of encouragement. And you know, I was sharing with you guys earlier about, you know, when I was in my dark moments. And in those moments, I felt so alone. I felt so isolated in my struggle. And, you know, when I finally opened up about what was happening, when I finally started talking about what was going on in my life, you know, when I reached out to my friends and my family, I was amazed by the overwhelming, incredible outpouring of support and help and resources. To the point where I was like, damn, I should have said something sooner. I was over here suffering in silence, and I got a whole damn village of people here to support me, here to help me. Hey, Mika girl. And so, again, you know, once I started opening up to people, their empathy, their understanding became like a healing cream for my wounds, a balm for my wounds, right? Reminding me that I'm not alone on this journey. Yes, this is my lesson to learn, but they're here to help me learn it. They're here to support me and help me through it. So again, understand that we are not alone. We are not meant to be alone. And that each and every one of us has a community of people who are here to support us. We are surrounded by people who love us and care about us. But if we don't tell them that we're suffering, how are they supposed to know? Because all of the people who were very close to me, when I was going through my abusive relationship, no one knew. I was good at concealing, right? I was good at wearing a mask. I was good at covering up the scars, mentally and physically. I hid it all. And so when I told people, they were shocked to the point where some people couldn't even believe it. You know, that relationship that I was in that was abusive, y'all, that's the one that everybody was talking about #relationship goals. Honey, I done sold them a dream. Meanwhile, I'm over here living a nightmare. And so I thought that I had to do it all by myself. And then it took one person to find out. And then that person was like, look, I'm here with you, but I'm not the only one that's here with you. You just got to open your mouth. And that person encouraged me to speak up. That person encouraged me to get help, right? They didn't do it for me. They encouraged me to do it. They were the shoulder for me to cry on. They were the person for me to lean on, right? So again, we have to remind ourselves that, you know, even those that are closest to us, they're not mind readers. We can't look at them and say, well, you should have known that I was being abused. You should have known that I was being mistreated. Why? Your makeup is flawless. I didn't even know you had a black eye. You was wearing turtlenecks, but I thought it was just, you know, what you like to do. I didn't realize that, you know, you were covering up scars and wounds. You was always wearing those scarves around your neck. I didn't see the handprint. You always wore long sleeves. I didn't see the bruises. Right? So we've got to start to be more mindful. And I'm not saying that you got to get to the highest mountaintop and scream. This is happening, right? But there is someone. There's always someone that you can talk to. And you know, if you're a person who feels like I don't have a supportive community, well, guess what? You got me. The best friend you didn't even know you needed. Right? You got the self-care club community. So there's always someone here for you. Someone ready and willing to help you. Because guess what? Some of us, we've been through it. Some of us, we're going through it. And there are some of us who are about to get to it. So we need to begin to open up. We need to begin to talk and communicate with one another. We need to be able to pour into each other and learn from each other's mistakes. I need to be able to say, you know what, don't do that, girl, because don't, sis, I got up over there, I got knocked down 22 times, and every time I got up in that particular spot, I got knocked down again. So the next time you get knocked down, could you little roll to the right? And if it ain't right, maybe roll to the left, and then get up over there. Stay down, right? It's like a fire. Stay low, crawl out, then get up and run, right? We got to learn. We got to be able to teach each other. And another thing is we have to understand that we have the power to heal and transform our lives. I have the power to heal and transform my life. You know, as we let these wounds teach us, you know, how to heal, we begin to understand that these wounds, these scars, these bumps and bruises of life are not just sources of pain, okay? They're sources of wisdom and strength. They guide us to a place of better and a place of greater self-awareness, right? These wounds, these scars teach us about self-love. Rich Risings First Lady, welcome back, Steph, or welcome in, Steph. You know, these scars remind us that healing is possible and that we have the power to transform our struggles into triumphs. You know, when I face my personal hardships, I turn to creative outlets. Many of you know I love painting, right? I love digital art. And so when I was in my darkest of moments, I was able to turn that pain into something creative. The first 4 pieces that I painted that are hanging in the wall to my office in the other room was my healing. There was a woman who was broken. There was a woman who was hiding, right? There was a woman who was praying. And all of these things talked about my journey. I'll have to show you guys the pieces. I'll try to do it at the end of the live. But through these pieces, it was me telling my story about how I've been broken, how I felt ashamed and I was hiding, right? But then how I started tapping into myself, and then all of a sudden, she's thriving. I had to reaffirm myself, right? And so, you know, art became a therapeutic tool for me. I literally began healing through my art. Some of the pictures were prettier than others, y'all. All right, some of them pictures is in the trash now. But it was the therapy behind it. It was something that was very relaxing and therapeutic. And it was something that I had 100% control over. And they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so no one else had to understand what I was doing, because it was for me. And so, you know, turning to creative outlets, finding things where you can express yourself, because sometimes we don't have the words to talk about how we feel and what we're going through, right? So we find other things to do. And, you know, those activities not only helped me to process my emotions, but it also began to reveal new facets of my identity, who I was. My art started showing me who I was, how strong I was, how resilient I was. And so through creativity, I was able to find a way to transform my pain into something beautiful, something empowering. You know, I even had gotten a tattoo on my shoulder, on my left shoulder. Right here, it says, it's an ambigram. And if you don't know what an ambigram is, basically it's kind of like a dual tattoo, where if you look at it one way, it says one thing, and then if you flip it the other way, it says something different. And so on my shoulder right here, a reminder that I have is beautiful disaster. And I did it on this side. That's where, you know, the side where your heart is at, right? And so it was a reminder for me that every single time, you know, I would go through things in life, I would still understand that life is beautiful. And so initially, that's the word that you see. It's beautiful. But when my life turns me upside down, baby, sometimes it is a disaster. But even in those moments where it's a disaster, it is still beautiful. And so that was a reminder to me to keep going. And, you know, today, you know, with all of this, all of life, and I know that there are still some of you who have these stories that you have yet to tell. And I'm not asking you to tell your story today. I'm just asking you to acknowledge that there is still more of your story to tell. Right? And so I encourage you to begin to embrace your wounds. I encourage you to begin uncovering and shedding the layers to your wounds. Stop applying makeup to these wounds. Let your wounds teach you. Let them guide you and let them heal you. Remember, you're not defined by your wounds. You're not defined by your wounds, but the capacity to heal from them. You are stronger, you are wiser, and you are way more resilient than you realize. And so I've got 5 tips to help you, or 5 tips on how to teach you how to heal from your wounds with a few practical applications. All right? 5 tips on how to let your wounds teach you how to heal. Number 1, acknowledge your pain. Put that in the chat for me. Hey, Coco. Acknowledge your pain. We must begin to recognize and accept our pain instead of ignoring it. Now, let me take a sip of water real quick. There we go. All right, acknowledge your pain. Hey, Kim, welcome in, love. We must recognize and accept our pain instead of ignoring it. MK, thank you. Welcome in. Again, acknowledge your pain is our first step. And the practical application to this would be, take time each day to reflect on your feelings. Start writing down your emotions. Start writing down your thoughts, your feelings. Keep a journal, right? Check in with yourself. And stop trying to hide it all in. Get it out. Whether you get it out on paper, you use a digital journal, you use a video journal, whatever it is you got to do. You need to start to acknowledge your pain. You need to give room for your feelings, okay? Your feelings are valid, so you must give them space. Number 2, seek support. Add that to the chat, guys. Seek support. It is important for us to reach out to friends, family, counselors, your therapist, your life coach, your support communities. It is key for us to reach out to people who can help us. The practical application. How do we do this, coach? You need to identify 3 people in your life that you trust. Just 3. I need for each of you to identify 3 people in your life that you trust. And then I need you to schedule regular talks with them. So you find 3 people in your life that you can trust, and then you get them on your schedule on a regular basis. Every Wednesday, I'm calling my mama. Every Saturday, I'm tapping in with my sister. And every Tuesday, I'm reaching out to my bestie. These are 3 people that I trust. And these are 3 people that I'm going to talk to each time. These are the people who hear the things that I don't say, right? These are the people that I know who are going to help me remain accountable. I'm going to seek that support. So number 3 is practice self-compassion. Practice self-compassion. Add that to the chat, y'all. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Talk nice to yourself. Show love to yourself, just as you would to a friend or loved one. You must be kind to yourself. You must love on yourself. And so we've got to begin to practice self-compassion. We've got to begin to pour into ourselves and love on ourselves. Okay? And a practical application, because y'all like things to do. You want to know, how do I do this? How do I practice self-compassion? Yeah, Jess, gotta tell them. Gotta love on ourselves. If we don't do it, who gonna do it? Right? Who gonna do it? So the practical application would be to create a self-care routine with activities that make you feel good. It could be taking a bath, right? A relaxing bath. It could be reading or listening to an audible book. Y'all could be like me. It could be painting and crafting, right? You need to create a regular routine, something you do on a regular basis, with activities, not just one, because we don't believe in putting all our eggs in one basket, y'all, right? We need to have multiple streams of entertainment, just like we need the multiple sources of income. Y'all want blessings from everywhere, right? So you need multiple things to add to your self-care routine that's going to make you feel good, that's going to lift you up, that's going to empower you, that's going to keep you going. Number 4, learn and grow. Learn and grow. We ain't out here just learning lessons. We trying to grow from them. We trying to do better. Hey Gator, welcome in, love. Right? We trying to level it up. So I want to learn and grow. Part of learning and growing is reflecting on what our pain has taught us about us. See, when people reveal themselves to me, when people hurt me, I already know everything I need to know about them, right? I want to know what this bump, what this bruise tells me about me. So we think back to this abusive relationship I was talking about. He revealed his hand. He showed me who he was. Right, Lily? He showed me who he was. And so I had learned every single thing that I needed to learn about him. What more did I need? But what I didn't understand is I was spending more time trying to learn about him. Oh my God, why is he like this? Why is he doing this? Why does he say these things? Girl, no. What I needed to stop and do is learn, why am I still sitting here after he did this? Why am I still letting him say these things to me? Why am I still available to him? I needed to learn about me. I needed to reflect on me. And so I needed to sit in those moments, in those painful moments, and say, what does this have to do with me? What am I doing? What pattern or what am I allowing to happen, right? Because in every single relationship that we've gone through in life, where we keep having people hurt us again and again and again, right? We are still the common denominator. So what are we doing to attract these good for nothing people? What are we doing to attract this toxic energy? What is our toxic trait? And so when we think about a practical application for learning and growing, right, with this reflection, we do things like journaling, shadow work, identify the lessons that we've learned from these experiences and how they can guide us in the future. We can see, you know what? The reason why I keep getting beat up in these relationships is because I like this thug loving. And all the nice guys, you know, I throw them by the wayside. I keep choosing these thug lovers, right? So then you start to line it up and you're like, I got a pattern. I got a type. I attract a certain energy. Maybe it's me being so mouthy, and then they feel like, you know, if I'm in a relationship and we're constantly arguing, maybe it's because I'm doing too much of this. Maybe I need to say less. Right? If I don't want to be in a relationship, why do I keep choosing? If I don't want to be in a argumentative relationship, then why do I keep choosing great debaters? Why do I have to feel like I have to argue? So again, we have to be able to learn from our mistakes. Otherwise, we're going to keep repeating them time and time again. So we've got to learn the lesson. And then lastly, number 5, we got to take action. Welcome in, everyone. We've got to take action. We talked about, earlier this week, we talked about dead faith, right? Having the desire to do something, having a plan for something, and then just not doing it. Hey, Niecy Poo. We talked about this, you know, this dead faith, where they talk about, you know, faith without work is dead. We can't just say, oh, I hope this happens, and then don't do anything for it to happen. We've got to do things that support our healing. That's what take action is about. Add that to the chat, guys. Take action. Do things that support your healing. The application to this, start setting small, achievable goals, right? If your goal is to lose weight, if your goal is to have less aches and pains, right? Then you got to set a goal to get up and be more active, right? Start a regular exercise routine. Consciously be more, more focused about your movement, right? So again, regular exercise, mindfulness. If you want to get out more, you know what? Start a plan. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do something differently. Less talking, more action, right? We got to take action. We got to get up and move. We got to do something. So again, just a recap of our tips. It is acknowledge your pain, seek support, practice self-compassion, learn and grow, and take action. All right, and as we get ready to finish up today, I do invite anyone to share any questions or reflections that you have during your experience during today's session. Remember, by sharing our thoughts with one another, we are able to contribute to the growth and improvement of this community. So I encourage you, again, if anyone has any questions, go ahead and feel free to add those in the chat now. Share your experience from today. What do you guys think about our message today of letting your wounds teach you how to heal? Do we feel like we've learned anything new? Has it given us some sort of insight or, information to say, you know what, I need to do something. I need to do a little more. I need to shift a little things in my life, right? I need to move some things from this account to the other account. Because I've been pouring too much in this account for other people, and I need to shift some of that energy back into me. Just said C. Yes, all of the above, right? And we did have affirmations today, guys. We've actually been doing them ongoing. So yeah, they've been ongoing, but I will go back and tell you guys these now, while I wait for anyone if they have any questions. Our affirmations are: I acknowledge my wounds and honor the lessons they bring. Hey, Co-Mom. I am resilient and I am stronger than my struggles. I embrace my healing journey with all of its ups and downs. I am not alone. I am supported and loved. I have the power to heal and transform my life. So I do thank each and every one of you for being here with us today. Thank you for showing up for you today. Your presence and your contributions during the live stream are greatly appreciated. All of your support directly benefits the Self-Care Club LLC, fostering positive change within our community. Your generosity truly fuels our mission and is why we're able to keep coming back each day doing what we do. If anybody is seeking any additional information from the Self-Care Club, or if you are ready to book a one-on-one personalized life coaching session, please head over to selfcareclub.org. Again, selfcareclub.org for more details. And some of you have reached out to ask, where do you leave your review? If you want to leave a review about the group coaching sessions, you can also do that at selfcareclub.org. And so I do look forward to connecting with each and every one of you again during our next group coaching session. We meet weekdays, so Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll be back tomorrow at 9. I hope that each and every one of you have an amazing day on purpose, filled with purpose. And don't worry if you guys came in late or you want additional information, just head over to YouTube and subscribe to my Room to Breathe channel. You can do so by just typing in the @ symbol and then Life Coach 614. So @ Life Coach 614. And then just subscribe to our channel, hit the bell so you get your notifications, and you can watch all of the live replays there, as well as tap into some additional resources like our daily love notes from Coach. And on the website, guys, you can also get to our private self-care club community. So if you need a new community of supportive people who are here to empower you and inspire you, we invite you to join our community. I think there's about 50 plus members in there right now. It is definitely a safe space for healing. And, you know, we will definitely keep you empowered and motivated. So it's all about accountability, right? So I thank you guys.